There's not a lot of conversation about the disadvantages of being attractive.
Pretty people have a lot of pretty privileges. You know, they get away with a lot of things, they get a lot of attraction. They have pretty privileges that normal people do not have. So seeing a video whereby there are disadvantages of being pretty, I wanted to know more. So let's go ahead and watch the full video to the end, then we'll come back and talk about it.
There's not a lot of conversation about the disadvantages of being attractive. One, as a woman, you will have a hard-ass time making friends. I've met people who gravitate towards me because I'm attractive, because they think in proximity they will get some of my privileges. I've had friends that cut me off out of the blue for literally no reason. I have friends that have told me to humble myself. It's gonna be hard to date. I've met men who just want to be with me to be a trophy. I've had boyfriends who have not been able to deal with the amount of attention I get and therefore take it out on me. I've been stalked. I've been followed home. I've been stalked by ex-boyfriends. I've been groped. I've been graped. I've been assaulted. I've been through a lot because I'm attractive. It's not for the weak. And when people talk about pretty privilege, yes, I will get a free meal. I will get free entry. I will get preferential treatment. A lot of times I don't have to pay for stuff. That's great. But I wouldn't say it's comparable to the amount of detriments being attractive has put me in. Lord knows I'm very grateful that my mother picked an attractive sperm donor that gave me this face, but it has definitely made life a bit more challenging. When you are an attractive person, especially an attractive woman, you will need to walk around and protect yourself physically, mentally, everyly, from everyone, because they will be attracted to you. They will be coming for different reasons, and you're gonna have to be able to keep them away. As a woman who's attractive, you need to learn how to defend yourself. I'm in the gym 5 times a week getting strong as in case somebody walks up on me, they're gonna get. You need to learn how to read people. You need to pay attention to your surroundings. You need to not get gas late at night. You need to be on your P's and Q's, and you need to be extremely intelligent. I once had someone pretend to be a business, sent me an email saying that they would fly me and my brand, I have a swimsuit line, to another country to do a photo shoot. Everything seemed extremely legitimate. They even sent photos of other women that will be attending the event. They fucked because one of the women in the photos is someone I know. I messaged them. They had no idea what I was talking about. This pervert was trying to lure me out to another country to do God knows what with me. This is what you get for being attractive.
Hey beautiful people, how are you all doing today? Mara Davis, and I'm back again with another interesting video. Disadvantages of pretty privilege. Wow. Wow. I have interesting stitches to share with you all, and I would like to know your thoughts about the video down in the comment section. Are you pretty? Do you have pretty privilege normally, but you have disadvantages? Let us know down in the comment section while we watch other people opinion to this video. So let's go. I'll be back at the end of all this stitches.
There's not a lot of conversation about the disadvantages of being attractive.
So sis made this post talking about how the different things she experiences being a prettier girl, and people think these things. I've thought these things. I wanted to talk about it, but I just didn't know how to broach the conversation, right? So for the fact that she said it, I said, yes, girl, this is amazing. You're here talking about like actual things that do affect people that other people find attractive, okay? I don't remember what exactly I'd said, but I was like, yeah, I'm glad that you're talking about, okay, I said pretty privilege is not always a privilege, right? Cool. Then you have these men, and of course it's men, it's always men, being like, oh, you're average. What? She's not talking about you, babe. She's not. One thing that I have learned about the internet, okay, is even if you say the sky is blue, people are going to say, oh, you're talking about the sky is blue. The sky is turquoise. Or, oh, you like it blue? Well, I prefer it to be orange. I don't know. Blue people who like the sky blue, like, they always got something to say. But another thing is miserable people. Miserable people always have things to say because you're miserable, babe. You're miserable. So you mean to tell me, and the experiences that I've had in life where people literally walk up to me on the street. I'm just wearing my underwear. Walk up to me on the street to tell me how beautiful I am, and you think user 67345, whatever the hell your name is, and big belly bends, and men with your receding hairline. I got a big forehead, so I can talk. Y'all's hairline is back here. And you're trying to... I literally woke up like this. I look tired, but this is God-made, babe. Like, you really think... But you know, I love it. I love it because that tells me I'm prepared for the internet. I really thought that, oh, you know, if I make more posts and stuff like that, I don't really want like people just in my life. But this tells me I am mentally equipped for the internet, because I saw that and immediately guffawed. Okay? That's a deep laugh. If you didn't know, a really deep laugh. Because not y'all trying to tell me lies. It's too funny, but it is so interesting when you will literally just talk about your own experience and people will gaslight you talking about your own experience because it's not their experience. The internet is a wild, wild west, baby. But shout out to old girl for actually feeling brave enough to speak on it, because as you can see in her conversation, whatever, there are many other women feeling the same way and who have had to suffer literally because of what you think they look like. Because let me tell you something, a lot of women who are conventionally attractive, they don't see themselves that way, babe. They truly don't. And it's so interesting, like anytime you see a movie or something, usually it's the prettier girls who have the most insecurities. And that comes from people not having good intentions when it comes to a more attractive person. So you don't necessarily you don't feel connected to what you look like. All right? So you men in your mom's basement that want to keep commenting, keep it up, babe, because I'm writing a memoir one day. And I feel like I could add that in there.
There's not a lot of conversation about the disadvantages of being attractive.
First and foremost, I want to say a big shout out to this original creator for pointing this out, because it indeed is an issue. And I can tell you from personal experience, being somebody who has been hypersexualized since I was a young girl, simply because of my skin complexion and my eye color. It never fails. And I'm 38 years old today. I've been through the ringer. I've been, as she said, assaulted. I've been through it. And it's not fun. You think that you can find a good relationship with a nice person or like a healthy partner, and only to find out that this person is only using you as an aesthetic. It's disheartening, and it makes finding real relationships really, really hard. And then on top of that, it's the only reason why most men talk to me or approach me is because of these. The first thing they lead with, oh, you have such beautiful eyes. And I'm great. I understand that. I've had these my entire life. Is there anything else that you say? Because if everything that you see is superficial, then I already know right off rip that you want nothing from me but this. And I'm not down for that. And in terms of female friendships, as she said, it's the same thing. Initially, people will become, buddy with you because they feel like that they can ride off of the pretty privilege that you have. But then when they realize that when you walk in a room and you command more attention than they do, all of a sudden it's, oh, I don't know about her. It's just something about her that I don't like. No, honey, that's because this glow is bothering your soul and you need to work on that. And then, and just in terms of finding, love in general, it's hard. Because again, you can't find someone that can get past that surface level. Everything is all about the surface. And I don't think this gets talked about enough. Granted, there are some people that talk about it from a shallow standpoint, but for people that have actually like gone through stress and, you know, very traumatic situations behind this shit, it's not okay. And then for me, I have a daughter that looks just like me, and she's a baby. So now it's like I have to teach her the signs of how to look, you know, what to look out for, so that she doesn't go through the same experiences that I did. You know, I don't need nobody trying to, oh, you know, red girls are pretty, because I'm in the South now. I didn't know nothing about, you know, all that red girl stuff when I was in California. I just knew black people's, but whatever. But I came down here to Florida, and it's like, oh, red women this, red women that, blah blah blah. And it's like, bitch, fuck you, I'm a woman, okay? And if I don't have to deal with your shit, I don't have to deal with your shit, point blank, period. You guys just need to, you know, really assess the way that you approach people and how you deal with people in certain situations, because you cannot run up on these type of women like you would an IG model. We don't take the bait. We're actually looking for something real. And if you're producing this falsehood of, you know, this extravagant life, or you being this, you know, safe person, and you turn out to be a predator just like the rest of them, like, we don't want none of that. And that's what it basically comes down to. Like, a lot of males these days have predatory behaviors simply because of how a woman looks. That's why we don't feel safe around you half the time. But y'all don't want to talk about that.
There's not a lot of conversation about the disadvantages of being attractive.
I really like the stitch, because this is something, girl code, we don't talk about a lot. And it is the disadvantages of when you are an attractive woman. The disadvantages of your circles of friends, and how you don't have a lot of friends, especially if they're females, because you have to deal with a lot of assumptions of the type of person you are, and half the time it's not even right. And also, she even said, which I deal with this a lot, is that they always want me to go out with them because I'm the bait. And who wants to be the bait? I even had a situation that I wasn't even interested in a guy, and I was with a friend, and like, she jabbed me in my side so bad that it like caught me off guard, because he took interest, but I wasn't even interested. I was just trying to be polite. So I concur. What she's saying is very, very true. Watch the stitch.
There's not a lot of conversation about the disadvantages of being attractive.
You know why there's not a lot of conversations about that? Because it don't need to be no conversation about that. And let me tell you why. Women who get pretty privilege do not have it harder than women who don't get pretty privilege. All them disadvantages that she about to list, if you go watch her original video, all women have them same conflicts and disadvantages. All women get envy from other women. All women have the risk and the potential to get raped. All women have people come into their life with fake agendas. All people have that, you know. There's not a disadvantage that she listed that all women don't go through.
Yeah.
The difference is when you have pretty privilege, people care. Things get done about when these situations happen to you. Okay, you think ugly women or women who are not society's version of pretty, you think they don't get raped? You think that they don't get scammed? Do you think that they don't get envied? You think that all women just want to be their friend? You think that? Because that's not true. Okay, so I think that women who think like this, I'm not disrespecting them, and I actually understand that if you only know pretty privilege, you might lack some understanding of the other side of that. But I feel like it's a big lack of compassion towards women who don't get pretty privilege, and ignorance towards that, because it's like you're saying that women who don't get pretty privilege don't get no disadvantages, because that's not true. So women who don't get pretty privilege have the same disadvantages and conflicts, and on top of it, they don't get pretty privilege. And instead, they get picked on, they get ridiculed, they get treated like crap. They're invisible. They get looked over for women who have pretty privilege. They get told that they deserve to get treated like crap because they're not Beyonce. And they still get raped and robbed and played and all that shit too. So I really think that we don't need to have any more conversation about the disadvantages of pretty privilege. Respectfully.
There's not a lot of conversation about the disadvantages of being attractive.
Hey, so I was just watching this video on TikTok, and it's about a woman who is a conventionally attractive woman. And you see me and my features, I'm not conventionally attractive, okay? But I am beautiful, okay? But she's talking in this video, and I'm realizing all of the things that she's talking about, conventionally unattractive people still go through those same issues. She goes on to talking about how she's an unsafe woman. All women are unsafe, especially if you're a black woman. All women are unsafe. She's talking about, well, I go and I need to fight. All women learn how to fight. That's something that you learn how to do when you're maybe 7 years old as a black woman. Well, me. This black woman did. I learned how to fight when I was 7. So nobody can say you can't fight because I learned at 7. But you can't win on with them all. But she's going on, and she's like, it's because I'm pretty, it's because I'm attractive. And I'm like, none of this is because you're attractive. The only thing that benefits you from being attractive is maybe you getting a nice meal out to eat, or, you know, dudes doing the extra utmost, or you getting hollered at more. But other than that, everything that she was stating in the video is everything that unattractive women go through. Are conventionally unattractive. Let's say that. Because nobody's really unattractive. Like, I've seen beautiful women. Like, just imagine this. If Kim Kardashian can have $1 billion, have all that plastic surgery done, and she still can't keep a man to save her life, what thinks I can? What makes anyone think I can? Because, honey, I'm fine with being single forever. Mama. That's my mama talking in the background, talking about Kim Kardashian. But anyway, I just want to make that known. It's like, people be talking about everything pretty girls go through. But like, yeah, we know you got pretty privilege, but everything just doesn't happen to you because you're pretty. That's something that she needs to humble herself with, because like, everything isn't because the fact of you're pretty. That's kind of narcissistic to me. But anyway, I'm gonna get off this.
There's not a lot of conversation about the disadvantages of being attractive.
Okay, so one of the disadvantages of being beautiful or pretty or attractive that I don't really see people talk about is how people are attracted to you to break you. Now, so what that means, or what I mean by that, is a lot of times people will be attracted to you because they feel like you're very pretty, especially if you're pretty inside and out too, and you're a very nice person. Oftentimes when people realize that you're nice and you're sweet and you're kind, they often want to take advantage of that, or sometimes they do take advantage of that. But an interesting thing is the power dynamics. When people do things like say they want to be around you, say they want to be your friend, say they want to be your lover, and look for little instances to reject you, which kind of like plants a seed of insecurity, or they do really condescending things or talk to you in condescending ways sometimes, where they basically try to be like undermine your intelligence. It's like, no, you can't be pretty and intelligent. If you say something, they try to make you second guess what you're saying. If you try to make a valid point, they try to poke holes in it, because it's like, how dare you be pretty and intelligent? Or yeah, so that's like something that I learned at my big age very recently. I'm like 34 and I'm like, damn, why didn't anybody tell me this sooner? But yeah, if you're really pretty and you're kind, you have to essentially pray to your maker for the spirit of discernment to know who's for you because they really like you as a person, or who your beauty attracts because they basically want to break you or make you feel insecure.
There's not a lot of conversation about the disadvantages of being attractive. One,
Of course, go listen to her, go look at what she was saying, because no lies, not one was told. I know I am not saying that I am ugly. I am just saying I don't have that level of pretty privilege. Like the people you watch and be like, oh my God, you're so beautiful, blah, 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 blah. And that's fine. I love myself. Like, I have no issues with me and I wouldn't want to be anybody else. It's just, it's so sad what they go through. And then I remember like my mother, like, when we were going on the list, and she's like, obviously my mother would tell us every day that we're beautiful, we're amazing, da 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 da, but we also don't lie to ourselves. So we know what we are. We know that if there's a totem of pretty, like, we're not the first, second, or third. You understand? And that's fine. And then we were like, but if you had us with X person and this person, da da da, we would have been like hella beautiful and da da da. And she's like, yeah, but I prayed that you guys wouldn't be so attractive. Like, you wouldn't be that attractive because, and then she went down the list of fears that a mother has for her children, be it male, be it female, who is attractive, that they will get. It's just, you never know what will happen to you. You will get, a lot of times you get raped. You're the ones who get raped as children because you're beautiful children. So you get raped as children, you get targeted as children, they get groped, people don't listen to what they have to say. Serial rapists, serial killers, they tend to target people like that, who look a certain way, who fit in a certain percentile. And on the other side, I had a friend who was like, I wish I could look like you, just normal. Just, if you want to look like hella attractive, you can if you want to, but you can look regular. Because she's like, when you're extremely beautiful, people will never stop letting you know. But then at the same time too, even when it came to your partners, these people don't listen to what you actually have to say. A lot of times people assume that people who are pretty, because they're beautiful, they have so much going for them already, they don't actively listen to what they have to say. You understand? They have to fight so much harder to have their voices heard. So like, being on the flip side of it, I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Y'all can keep that, because raped, threatened, killed, crazy. And then another thing too, being plus size, it kind of helps in a sense, because then people stay away from you. So not everybody targets you, because you have to be a certain size to ride this ride, to pick it up and run in the kidnapping van, and you might have to hit the gym for once. Have fun. But yeah, go listen to her.
Thank you so much for sticking around to this point. I hope you all enjoy the stitches. I personally enjoy most of the stitches. They were all making sense. Most of them were making sense to me. In fact, one of them actually said what I wanted to say. So let me know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section. Disadvantages of pretty privilege. Are they disadvantages or just advantages? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. And do you have pretty privilege and you have disadvantages that wasn't mentioned in any of the stages or in the video? Let us know that in the comment section. You know, when it comes to the disadvantages that she mentioned, the creator mentioned, getting raped, getting, you know, envied, and all of that she mentioned, these are disadvantages of being a woman. You don't have to be pretty or not. These are disadvantages of being a woman. Because yes, I understand where you're pretty, you're extremely pretty, and society meaning of pretty. Because if you look at me, I'll tell you I'm pretty. And I can also tell you that she is very pretty. And I can also tell you almost every woman that staged this video, they are beautiful in their own way. So, but society has this figure of, oh, she's pretty, she has a perfect face, a perfect nose, perfect eyes, you know, perfect lips, perfect body, skin is skinning, her hair is perfect, her eyebrow, everything is pretty. Society has this, when they look at a girl, they'll be like, why is your friend so pretty? We have this pretty mindset, but I feel like everybody is beautiful in their own way. To me, I don't think I've ever seen anybody and be like, why is this one so ugly? You can only be ugly in your character, but not in your physical appearance, for me though. So now when society has their own pretty privilege, everybody, this pretty privilege, they have their own advantages. You know, they get to get picked easily. If you all don't know, when I was still in my early 20s, I was going for some auditioning and casting. And this auditioning and casting for models, they'll tell you, oh, there's a job and we want a face of something, a very big company. So they'll call girls, you know, there's a casting, they call it casting and auditioning. So what they do most of the time, because a lot of girls are there, it's been long, you all. A lot of girls are there, they'll tell us to line up, and what they do is pick out girls just by their facial expression or just by the way they look. So what they do is just pick out the prettiest girls, you know, to just line some girls up like 10, and the prettiest in the 10 pick prettiest 10. They just keep picking pretty faces, pretty body, pretty everything. So I feel like that is pretty privilege, because even you that got what it takes to be good, better than these people that have these pretty faces, they won't pick you because you don't have that society level of pretty privilege or pretty faces and all of that. So they pick you up. So now she's talking about disadvantages. For me, I feel like most of the disadvantages that she's talking about are what happens to women. And what happens to women? Some people can be with me just because they want to, you know my secrets and try to use my weakness against me, or try to even deceive me, or because they're just envious of me. It doesn't mean that I have the society privilege kind of thing. I'm just being a woman, okay? And I can also get, deceived by men, which I have a lot. So it's just being a woman. So I would not say that there is disadvantage of privilege, but I'll say there are disadvantages of being a woman. And that is what most women face. When it comes to rape, they don't only rape pretty faces. They rape anything that has boobs and VJJ. That is what men rape. They don't, sometimes your face, they don't care about what you look like. So far, you have what it takes to have VJJ down there. They will put anything, they'll put their thing into any hole just to get satisfied. It doesn't have to be because you're pretty. When it comes to being raped, you even see a lot of people being raped. Most of them are not even your definition of being pretty. I'm not saying they are ugly, but they might not be your definition of being pretty. So, my opinion, the the disadvantages is just for all women. Just as one of the things, just I feel like she said everything I wanted to say when she was just talking. You notice I was like, because I agree with everything she's saying, because that was exactly what I wanted to say. Anyway, Trey, let me know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section, and thank you all so much for sticking around to this point. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe, and turn on the post notification bell so you can get notified when I upload interesting video like this one. I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.